What's up, y'all? USA Indoor Championships. We are talking about the men's and women's 60-meter dash today. I already did a video speaking about the 400s as well as the 60 hurdles, so definitely check that out. But 60-meter dashes, these are some high-quality fields, in my opinion. Yes, we're not talking about Christian Coleman's and Noah Lyles or even some of the others like a Sha'Carri Richardson or Melissa Jefferson. Nah, they're not running. But we do have some strong names who are very much going to be in the conversation, not only World Indoors in 2025, but also throughout the rest of the season. So let's dive in and talk about this men's 60-meter dash going down this weekend in New York City. Ronnie Baker, he is having kind of a resurgence of sorts in his career right now, specifically indoors. He has the world lead at 6.50 seconds indoors. He ran that just a couple weeks ago. He's been on a very, very strong, consistent trend of marks in the 6.5 range that really are trending towards, can he get back onto the World Indoor Championship podium in the 60-meter dash? Remember, back in 2018, when Christian Coleman was on his world record run, he got the gold medal, but then Subin Tang, he got the silver medal, and Ronnie Baker was just behind. And Ronnie Baker is one of the fastest all time, having run 6.4 seconds indoors. So Ronnie Baker, he is in the driver's seat here. In my opinion, it's going to be not hard, but I mean, it's not impossible. It's going to be hard to see him off the team here unless something, really crazy happens. But it's a very competitive field behind him. You're talking about Trayvon Bromell. You're talking about Emmanuel Wells, Marcellus Moore. Shout out to Marcellus Moore. He pulled the upset at the Millrose Games. Got a chance to speak with him after. He was added to the field like 2 days or 2 or 3 days prior to the actual race. So pulled the upset on a very strong field. You also have a Johnny Doyer from Penn State. Remember, he was leading the NCAA for a couple weeks in the 60-meter dash. He's, of course, going to be dipping back into school, or at least NCAA competition after this, but he's also in this field. Colby Hilton, he has been, been a fan favorite over the past couple years. Everyone has had him in the conversation, but of course, he hasn't taken the next level up to compete with some of the top 60-meter guys or some of the top 100-meter guys outdoors, of course. But you also have Trayvon Bromell. Trayvon Bromell, he is definitely having another resurgence back after dealing with injuries over the past couple years. Really hasn't competed properly since 2023 at the USA Indoor Championships. He then picked up another injury in 2024, but I like his prospects here. Now, I'm not saying that he's definitely going to be able to make the team. He hasn't, I guess our expectations were definitely very skewed, where my expectations were skewed, where I was thinking, okay, he's going to be able to really have a consistent indoor season, but New Balance wasn't as strong, though it was very consistent. Then doubled back at the Millrose Games, ran another 6.5. So he's shown some consistency. Let's see how things translate indoors here at the USA Indoor Championships. But you also have PJ Austin. PJ Austin has been looking very good between the New Balance Indoor Grand Prix, between the Millrose Games. He's been having himself really in the mix in these 60-meter dash races, so I like where he is at right now. But again, a couple other guys. You do have Zacchaeus Beard, you have Sam Bleskowski, Demet Kemp. Right, Demet Kemp, I think he was a USA champion a couple years back, but you got so many guys in the 60-meter dash field. Like I said, Ronnie Baker, in my opinion, is in the driver's seat, and he very much is on the road to potentially get a world indoor title. Now, it's going to be competitive with a lot of other athletes, but I'm going to move over to the women's 60-meter dash. But if you haven't already, be sure to like the video, go down, like the video, and also comment below. What are your thoughts about the USA Indoor Championships, about the men's 60-meter dash? Is this something that you're looking forward to? Let me know. Let's get this conversation going. Always appreciate y'all, as this really does help me out. Like and subscribe. But let's talk about this women's 60-meter dash. Jasis Sears has been dominating the circuit, not only when talking about, of course, the United States, but also relative to the rest of the world. But we'll talk about that another day. The rest of the world is definitely coming. But Jasis Sears, 7.02 seconds to get the win at the Millrose Games. Personal best, world-leading performance. She is in the driver's seat when talking about the USA 60-meter dash this weekend. And it's going to be hard for me to see someone actually take her down. Now, someone can take her down, right? Someone can actually beat her, but because she's shown consistency against some, relatively high quality fields and essentially against all the other Americans, she of course is going to be the favorite here. I think the only question is she going to be able to go to the World Indoor Championships and actually get on the podium? Now, I don't know, win gold is another conversation, considering you have a lot of women out in Europe who have been very, very consistent. But Jasis Sears, she of course is a favorite at USA's this weekend. Behind her, Celera Barnes, she made the World Indoor team last year in the 60-meter dash. 7.14, not super strong in the grand scheme of things, but because she has the experience, because she has some consistency, I like her prospects here. Makai Briscoe, 2022 World Indoor silver medalist in the 60-meter dash. She's run 6.99 seconds when she got that silver medal, and she's been very consistent indoors over the past couple years. Now, 7.2. She hasn't been running as well in 2025, but I would not sleep on Makai Briscoe in any capacity. Now, outside of that, you're not seeing as strong of a field behind those women, right? You have Zane Smith, you have Samira Kilbrew, you have Courtney Johnson. Shout out to Courtney Johnson. She's kind of been in the conversation over the past couple years. Jada Baylark. So a couple other women. You also do have Aaliyah Hobbs, who scratched. So she initially qualified and she entered, but she did scratch. She, of course, has been a mainstay in the 60-meter dash. 6.92, number 2 all time. She's an American record holder, number 2 all time in the world and the American record holder. But she's kind of coming back. She hasn't competed very frequently indoors this year. She did run at the Melrose Games, but she's going to be skipping out on this indoor season. So we'll see the rest of the women. I am really looking forward to see Jason Sears, compete here. Again, she's a favorite. Can she run under 7? Who knows? I just want to see her qualify for the World Indoor Championships. But outside of that, I do want to talk about some of the jumps that we'll see in New York City this weekend for USA's, both the men's and women's long jump, as well as the men's and women's triple jump. The men's long jump, it's looking pretty good. You have Marquis Stendy, you have Isaac Grimes. Both of them have been some, mainstays over the past couple years. Isaac Grimes, 8.13 meters. He, of course, is very much in the conversation. I like his consistency, through 2025 and over the past couple years. Of course, he hasn't made an individual team outdoors, but we're going to see what he's able to do here when talking about USA's. Looks like he might be in the driver's seat. Marquis Stendy, he, of course, has been one of the most consistent jumpers in both the long and the triple since coming out of Florida, years back, since winning the Bowerman years back, right? He, of course, has kind of taken a step away from the triple jump, really to focus in on the long jump and to prevent, a lot of injuries that he's dealt with. But we're going to see what he's able to do here. Couple of guys, Joshua Rivers, Tremaine Jefferson, Jeremiah Davis, now newly minted pro, competing for Puma. He, of course, is a very, very strong contender here. Will Williams, always huge shout out to Williams, one of my favorite athletes because of his consistency. He's made 3 consecutive teams: 2021 at the Olympics, 2022 World Championships, and 2023. He has been a mainstay for the United States, kind of gone under the radar, but shout out to Will Williams. And then the rest of the field, you also have Salif Main in there. Shout out to Salif Main. He's going to be in the triple jump as well. Very strong long jump field. But talking about the long jump for the women, this is where we have 2 mainstays, Jasmine Moore, Monet Nichols. Both of them they made the World Championship team indoors last year. Both of them also made the Olympic team outdoors. Jasmine Moore coming off an Olympic double bronze in the long jump and the triple jump. I think that Monet Nichols might have a little bit of an edge here, right? Even though her mark, qualifying mark is not as strong, I think that Monet Nichols might have a little bit of an edge here. Monet Nichols, remember, she got the silver medal at the World Indoor Championships last year behind Tara Davis Woodhull. So I like Monet Nichols. I like Jasmine Moore. Both of them are almost certainly going to be on the team. Then you have Claire Bryant. Claire Bryant has also been a name who's been in the conversation over the past couple years, both indoors and out. We'll see how she translates things at USA's this weekend, and if she's able to, step things up, maybe upset both of them to make the team. Quenisha Burks, always in the conversation, always, being extremely competitive. We saw the little, back and forth between her and Tara Davis Woodhull back in 2023. But Quenisha Burks, shout out to her and, the consistency that she's been showing over the past couple years. Then you have a decent field for the most part. You're not seeing Tara Davis Woodhull. She's not competing indoors this year, but like Jasmine Moore and Monet Nichols for the team. Along with that, though, let's talk about the triple jump. I want to move over to the triple jump because this also is, I don't know, to me, it's a little disappointing. Triple jump is my favorite event, one of my favorite events, along with the 400 and the 200. Jasmine Moore, Imani Oliver, Mylana Hearn, and Mackenzie Mizera, apologies for the pronunciation, only 4 entries here. And of course, only 2 women, qualify for the World Indoor Championships, but I think only Jasmine Moore is going to be the one to actually go. Jasmine Moore, of course, she finished just outside the medals last year at the World Indoor Championships, but then, of course, at the triple jump at the Olympic Games, she got the bronze medal. So, yeah, Jasmine Moore, she is the clear favorite here, but wanted to show some love because, man, it sucks to just see so few triple jumpers in the women's triple jump right now. Couture Orji just retired after last year. Tori Franklin, she's not competing this year, or at least this year indoors. So, I don't know, but shout out to Jasmine Moore and the rest of the women in this field. Men's triple jump to end things off. This is another decent field for the most part. You have Russell Robinson. He's been very, very consistent coming out of NCAA. You have Brandon Green. Chris Carter has been a mainstay over the past couple years, right? For a long time, actually. James Carter Jr., Salif Main, right? Olympic trials champion last year in the triple jump, and went to the Olympic Games, finished, I think it was 6th place, or 5th or 6th place. I forget the exact placing, but he is going to be next up. That Olympic triple jump competition in Paris was one of the deepest competitions in history. So Salif Main, to be competitive like that, he is next up, just coming out of the NCAA last year. Donald Scott, huge shout out to Donald Scott, one of the nicest and most respectful athletes that I've ever gotten a chance to speak with, over the years. Always shout out to Donald Scott. He has been a mainstay, holding the triple jump down year after year. And, we're going to see him here indoors. He made it to the team last year as well. So we're going to see how things play out. Then a couple other guys, shout out to Will Clay, of course, full name William Clay. He is, up there in the conversation as, top 5 triple jumpers all time, considering, his consistency, the back and forths that we saw with Will Clay, Christian Taylor, Pedro Pichardo, Teddy Tamgo, all those guys. He is from that era. So Will Clay, of course, coming to the second half, kind of towards the end of his career, but I like Will Clay, always showing up and being the best that he can be, despite circumstances, despite injuries, despite setbacks. He is definitely a gamer, one of my favorite athletes. But that is the USA Indoor Championships going down this Saturday, this Sunday in New York City. So, of course, I'm going to be on the ground there. Definitely check out Citius Mag. Going to be getting interviews and reports from there. So, let me know what you think about USA Indoors. Is this something that you're excited for? Again, comment below. Or is this kind of forgettable because a lot of athletes are focusing on, World Championships at the end of the year. Some athletes focusing on Grand Slam track. I don't know. But I'm really excited. I'm also looking forward to European Championships, which is going to be going down in March. I'm going to be doing a preview and recap of that as well. But let me know what you think. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Always appreciate y'all. Thanks for watching.